So today's topic of accountability. I love accountability because accountability is one of the most powerful things, especially in today's day, that really allows us to understand how to get things done. You know, as humans, we know what to do, we know how to do it, we just simply don't do it. Why is that? And when it comes to accountability, the most important and number one thing that we need to understand and get is understanding exactly where you're at. See, in order to build the roadmap, in order to achieve the results that you want, we have to really get super clear on where you're at right now. So for all of us in here that are working with now Mupo to get our shows launched and to get the content out and to really be able to bring this all together, we need to get super clear on exactly what standpoint we're at, because I know all of us are at different levels, So once we get super clear on where you're at, now we get to start figuring out where do we want to go. And that's the thing, is understanding that, when we have our destinations and we know where we want to go, we make this really grand picture of the show being completed and having 4 seasons and doing all this stuff, but we make the vision sometimes too large. Don't hear that wrong. Always be dreaming big and understanding that that's the end result. But the most number one thing about accountability that I will say is you have to keep it simple. You got to come up with, we're all busy. We have so many things that are going on in our worlds and our times and, children and people and jobs and all this stuff. But how do we now just keep it super simple and then allocate the right time to achieve what we need to do in a simple format? Step 1, step 2, step 3. Not looking at the 4 seasons that you're going to deliver and what the course outlines are going to be, but really just on a simple standpoint, looking at what is my actionable that I can do today that's going to move the needle in order for me to now take that step forward. So once we get super clear on that, that allows us to now understand, these types of methodologies that are going to help improve that, whether it's the weekly calls that we're on like we are right now, or having that accountability partner to make sure and ensure that you are sticking to your path. Now, the best thing about an accountability partner is that partner will have a weekly call with you. It doesn't need to be a full Zoom call like this. It can be a phone call. It can be text messages. It's a way to hold each other account, to know that these are the 3 main things or the one main thing that I need to get done this week. Consistency within that will allow you to start pushing out of those barriers that we're going to talk about today. So I wanted to set the framework of what accountability is to me and what accountability we're going to start to bring on these calls, so that we can start getting ourselves equipped the right way, have the right now tools in our arsenal, as well as having now a partner or accountability to ensure that success. You see 3 main points that are giving me the heads up of what we need to now hold ourselves accountable to. The first one is getting super clear on our intention. With our intention, it's really, the value add. So whether you're coming up with that outline or coming up with new episodes, or the way that you're starting to structure out now your show, getting super clear on your intention of what you want to the audience to feel and learn and really get value from is super important. This is going to help you build out so much more content later on. Everyone talks about your why. Why are you doing it? So we got to get clear and super, super dialed in on what that is. Once you get clear on your why, then now we can start to now have the building blocks that allow us to start to continuously bring that in. The second thing I felt from the majority of you was, the confidence in filming. Now this is big. Now, of course, confidence is something that just can't be built overnight. But confidence is, I will tell you, sometimes borrowed and sometimes truly just, taken. So think about it like this. Confidence is something that you now just need to be more well-equipped in your world. If I asked you about your job, or I asked you about your kids, or I asked you about things that you know very well on what you've been doing for many, many years, you'll be quickly able to answer it and deliver your message and be able to get that effectiveness out. So with confidence, with now you on camera, the only thing is that our judgment keeper always pulls up. We're always concerned about the way we sound, the way we look, the way we got to stop being so selfish. Don't be selfish. Start to think about the value, like I said, that you're adding to other people's lives, and it becomes irrelevant on what you actually look like or sound like. You're trying to get a message across, and you're trying to now launch your show and have views and have people tuning into this weekly to be able to say, I like this. This is something that I want to be a part of, a community that I want to be a part of. And that's what Mupo has done so well on, is bringing that community together and having us as the champions to go out there now and actually launch these shows and eventually, continuously grow this massive engine that we have here that's supporting us. So that really comes down to the confidence. Going back to the confidence in filming is understanding, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. I always like to lead with that. And 1/3 of people are gonna love you. 1/3 of people are gonna hate you. 1/3 of people just don't know yet. That's where you spend your time. Knowing that people are not gonna like you and they're gonna make some comments about the way you look or the way you sound or if you did it right, that's gonna happen and it's inevitable. It's truly inevitable. So get rid of the people that like you, get rid of the people that hate you, and now focus on the market now of people that just don't know yet. What value are you creating in their lives? How is this show gonna be something that people wanna tune into every single week and really deliver you that content? So I wanted to really just, hone in on that and really, really put some emphasis on making sure that you are not being judgmental on yourself and getting it out there. We can blame time and we can blame everything when we all in the world have the same 24 hours, 1,440 minutes, and 86,400 seconds. So to truly now take that to the next level and understand that is now more of a time management thing versus the confidence. So I want us to beat out that confidence bug that's in us saying, I don't feel right about this. Did I do it right? Did I say the right thing? All that will be more fine tweaked in time. I never used to sound like this and talk like this and be able to articulate like this at the beginning. If I actually share a quick story, I was in conference rooms attending things in my early 20s, and I wouldn't ever talk to anybody. I would go there, write a huge pages and pages of notes, and as soon as the bell would say, okay, or they would say, okay, now the event's over, I wouldn't connect with anybody. I used to run into that room right away and go. So for a long time, I didn't network, I didn't speak up, I never communicated, and I did that for years and years and years until I could start building that muscle. Then it hit me at one point going like, that whole time, all it was just me stepping out of my own judgment and really just going out there and connecting with people, which I am very good at. I've always been good at that. Even in my early, in my teenage years, I was always good to communicate with people. But the minute that I put the pressure on myself, the minute that I said to myself, I don't know what I'm gonna say, and they're gonna ask me how old I am, they're gonna ask me what I do for a living, I started putting these random thoughts in my head versus just going out there and having a conversation with somebody. I want you to feel that same way when it comes to the shows that you're putting on, because those shows, again, are just a value add for somebody to be a part of your journey, to be a part of your adventure, to be a part of, speaking and listening to somebody that has experience that they want to learn from. So really, really hone in on the confidence. And the last part was creating content. I feel like creating content is different than just recording. You can record, film, that's great. But to truly now be able to create that content, whether it's the video editing, whether it's the actual final production before it can be submitted, those kind of things. So when it comes to that, right, simple applications you can use that can really, make that a bit easier to start doing yourself. Also, looking into some of our arsenal that we have, and that's something that Michelle and I will talk about is, some courses that are available online that we can provide to the Mupo family for people to start kind of winding in and understanding a little bit more of how, cutting and splicing and editing kind of works. But also, really just being able to keep it super simple. Like I said, it doesn't need to be $1 million production right now. That'll come in time. It'll come when the ball starts to roll and content starts to roll out, and we have, as a family, Mupo Entertainment brings in more resources and income that's going to allow us to continuously now level up our skill sets and bring in that $1 million production. Hence why we're in talks with some big names right now. And then lastly, bringing in maybe potentially, like I said, an in-house person that may be able to help us with the editing so that we can now, automate the process. All of this will come in time, but we are early adopters in this amazing, amazing program right now. So we really need to bring in our skill sets, our knowledge base, and really hone in on understanding that we have a platform that's massive. What Michelle and the team have been able to put together for us as a model for, anybody to be able to have their own show, to be able to really get their message across, to be able to really connect and bring community together, it is phenomenal. And that's why even something like the affiliate program is something that's such a magical tool. When we're out there and we're on social media, practice on social media. Use stories that you're putting on your Instagram stuff. And I know there's reels and TikToks and all this other stuff. That's why I don't even pay attention to too much of it. I'm quite well versed when it comes to technology and social media. But I like to just post simple stories about what I'm doing. So share with people what you're up to. Be excited that you're involved in this and you're starting your own show. It's not only going to help build that confidence that you have on camera, it's not only going to get you clear on what the content that you want to now get out there, but your messaging starts to get fine-tweaked. You start to practice more and more, and that gets people excited. People go, wow, that's so cool. You're actually doing it. You're making these shows. They're going to see the progress. They're going to see the show launch. They're going to see all the imagery. And for Mupo's side of things, having an affiliate program is phenomenal. Now sharing the opportunity and being able to, first of all, get paid from it, that's just a whole different game right alone. But being able to really bring in people into the cycle now, into the network, into the community, to start building it bigger and grander so that we can all be sharing each other's shows. We can all be a part of the family that they've now built so well. So understanding that the affiliate program is, get clear on what that is, and that helps you now create the posting to lead somebody somewhere. Not to give them just only value, which is the most important thing, but to convert that now into somebody that can join our network and for them to have their own show. Because a lot of people are going to see your guys' shows and they're going to look and feel and say to you, how do I get started? So start equipping yourself the right way, and we can do some future trainings that can be just solely on understanding that affiliate program, how to post, having certain images. Again, I'm not too well versed yet. I'm quite new to this community, and I'm looking forward to all the amazing things of catching up and also really just, honing in on the skill sets and what you guys have already discussed, but really understanding, how to now push this content out, how to start getting viewers, how to start now getting subscribers. YouTube is an amazing example of a company that really took that to the next level of being able to create following through video content. But Mupo Entertainment now puts it into a professional, clean-cut version that's going to help you really, truly channel your ideas and thoughts into an ongoing series that's going to be the wave of the future for what happens in normal showbiz and TV. That's why companies like Netflix are taking on a whole different toll by now getting into the production game themselves and creating movies, because the theater style approach isn't working anymore. It's very rare that you buy these tickets and go to a theater, but Netflix now with their subscription model can access so many more people, get the subscribers in, and truly be able to provide good, solid content. Actual movies and TV shows that we love to watch every single day. We now just need to become that addition, using the Mupo platform and being connected to the Mupo family. So this was kind of me, all in all, really just talking about the accountability and really bringing it together from my perspective. And now, feel free to ask questions and for us to now open up that type of dialogue and conversation of some of the things that, are hitting well, resonating well, and really now what we can do together to push forward and get us all living the life with abundance, freedom, and wealth, utilizing this amazing family, Mupo.